Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that fell? What's going on, family? How y'all doing today? Welcome to another installment of the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. Once again, we in the building, family. Good to see you on this edition of the Sports Coma. I'd like to welcome everybody in. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live stream tonight. Good to see the black and gold beautiful in the building. Once again, it's Thursday. We coming at you again. Good to see the beautiful black and gold family members chiming in on this episode of the Sports Coma. Much love to you and Yearn in the live stream. Got a bit of some news to pop off for you guys to start the stream. And of course, I was preparing a different show, and whatnot. But this is how good it is now with everything starting again, everything been settled between the league and the union. We have football, family. And this in addition, man, the Saints ink a linebacker. And we talked about this character some time ago, man. And I'm just glad we finally got the guy on under ink today. Nigel Bradham is a guy that we're going to talk about on this episode of the Sports Coma and family. I'm just really glad that we were able to get him. Now, of course, you know, this could mean several different things to several different people. And of course, before people ask, you know, I definitely believe this could mean the end of this probably won't mean the end of the Jadeveon Clowney communications. You know, you never can tell, family, when it come down to that. I won't say that first and foremost, but it does appear to be that indeed. So, you know, I think the fact of the matter, we just have to play it by ear at first and see how it goes. But it does look really strange, to say the least. But Nigel Bradham has been inked by the Saints, and we'll break it down on this today. I know I hear Scoop. I know he's a tough one. He can play inside and out, and we're gonna see what he can do. Now, what does this mean in terms of our linebacking core? Where you have a guy like Bradham, and then there's Demario Davis and Alexander Loney. That means a lot of people getting busy. And of course, Zach Bourne was that play. Zach Bourne, and we knew he was going to be a situational pass rusher, but perhaps this could definitely spell the end of Jadeveon Clowney. It probably didn't cost very much to ink Bradham, but we'll see. We'll see. It's still a lot to be determined. But in today's episode, Sports Coma family, I'd like to thank y'all for joining us on this live stream. Much love to you. This was entitled Saints Inc. Former Eagles linebacker Nigel Bradham to a contract. This is TSC Live 147. Show number 548 of the series, over 600 complete shows, a summation over 5 years of hard work on the Saints. I'd like to give a big shout out to all the beautiful black and gold chiming in. Kevin, who that Kevin? Good to see GM Kevin in the building. Kevin McKnight in the building. Both the Kevins in the building. Scoob, who that to you? Mr. Boombastic as well. Jeremiah, who that to you? Gerard, who that to you? Gerard, good to see your family. Mr. Jared, who that to you? Jared Poirier Jr. in the building. Good to see your family. Who that 504 is in the building as well. Good to see your family. Sean C. What up, Sean? Good to see your family as well. Caution's in the building as well. Who that to you? Caution. Darrell. What up, Darrell Freeman? Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Big Ben. What up, Big Ben? Been a while, bro. Good to see you in the stream as well today, family. Welcome back. BR Fitted 225 in the building. Good to see you as well, fam. Much love to you and Yearn. Join us. Sufian, who that to you, family? Good to see you. Smokeless is in the building as well. Good to see you. O. Henry, who that to you as well. Chris Williams, who that to you, Chris? Good to see you in the live stream. Welcome to the live stream, Chris Williams. Who that to you, fam? Let's see who else we got here chiming in. DLP, what up, DLP? What up, fam? 2600 in the building. Shandon, what up, Shandon? Good to see you as well. Jerome, what up, Jerome? My boy Jerome in the building as well. Good to see a lot of beautiful black and gold chiming in today's episode of the Sports Coma. Please hit the like button, smash the hell out of it, kick the hell out of it, punch the hell out of it, drop kick the hell out of it. Do whatever you got to do, but mash the hell out of it. But anyway, in this one, I'm going to share my screen with the family members. We're going to go over the acquisition of one Nigel Bradham, which was, I had a whole nother show lined up for today, but oh well, you know, that's how I go, right? We're going to chime and dump right off into it. Let's share the screen with the family members as reported by several news outlets. You know what I'm saying? Several news outlets, the Saints reach a deal with linebacker Nigel Bradham. According to Drew Rosenhaus, he reports that, and he's, of course, former Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Nigel Bradham reached an agreement on a one-year deal with the Saints. According to Adam Schefter, the Eagles released Bradham on February the 19th after he spent 4 seasons with the team. Bradham, who turns 30 on September the 4th, was scheduled to make a base salary of $8 million in 2020. The move saved the Eagles $4.5 million in salary cap space. Linebackers is one of the Saints' few question marks after they let veteran A.J. Klein leave in free agency. The battle for number 2 and number 3 jobs alongside first-team All-Pro Demario Davis is wide open. Bradham should be very much in the mix. Veteran Kiko Alonso tore his ACL in January, which leaves the status in doubt for the season. Rookie third-round pick Zach Bourne will have quickly see how he can get up to speed. This is an abbreviated offseason after primarily serving as an edge rusher at Wisconsin. Veteran Alex Anzalone and Craig Robertson also in the mix at linebacker for New Orleans, which had the NFL's best run defense over the past 2 years, combined only allowing 85, just under 86 yards per game. That's phenomenal. Now, Bradham is an original 4th-round pick from the Buffalo Bills back in 2012, a Florida State product. He signed with the Eagles in 2016, became a key component of the defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz defense, averaging 96 tackles over his first 3 seasons in Philadelphia. Very tough, hard-nosed, mean linebacker. You can play the pass and the run really solidly. This is a very smart move. And we don't know the particulars of the contract, but eventually they will come out. But this is really, really a smart move. He was slow by ankle injury this past season, however, totaling 61 tackles and interception over those 12 games. And 115 games in his career, he's had 619 tackles, 8.5 sacks, and 3 interceptions and 5 forced fumbles. Nigel Bradham is now officially with the Black and Gold, as reported by ESPN, among several other news outlets directly from Shefty. But anyway, let's get into Nigel Bradham right here. We pull up the Pro Football Reference. Look at his numbers over time. 30 years old. Of course, like they said, his birthday is September the 4th. You can look at his years. His first 4 years, he was in Buffalo. You can see his numbers here. Let me go over here to his tackles. And you can see his numbers. His first year, rookie year, 57 tackles. Second year, 51. Then he exploded, had his best year so far of his career. 104 tackles in Buffalo at the age of 25. Then the following year in Buffalo, he had 59. And a lot of that decreased because he had injuries. He played only 11 games during that year. Then he signed with Philadelphia. And then it went up to 102. Then he had 88, then 97. Then, like I said, he was hurt last year. It still compiled 61 total tackles. Over his career, altogether his career, 115 games, 96 games he started. So that's a lot of experience, first and foremost. 3 interceptions off his career, 5 forced fumbles, and 5 fumble recoveries. The guy had 8.5 sacks on his career, a combined 619 tackles, 403 of them are solo, 216 assisted, 34 tackles for loss, and 21 QB hits over his very, very awesome career. Very interesting. The Saints get Nigel Bradham in here. And of course, the main question is, what does it mean to the rest of the linebacking core? Does it surprise me that the Saints add Bradham? Not in the slightest. And this is what I was talking about, family, when you talk about guys like Nigel Bradham and what the Saints are doing. Now, this is what I was saying about the defensive end position. If you would notice, like the issues at the defensive end position, you can understand what I've been saying for some time about the Saints bringing in talent there. It's a shortened season, of course, with everything's going on. There's question marks about Alex Anzalone's health. That's no question about it. Then there's, of course, Craig Robertson was mentioned in that article. Craig Robertson doesn't factor in the starting position unless something happens due to injuries. But Bradham is a starter. This is not coming in right here. This is not a backup linebacker. This is not a depth move. This guy is coming in to compete and start for a starting position. He's not quite at the age where you would anticipate him stepping back and being a reserve linebacker. This guy is coming in to start. So we have 3 linebackers there. Of course, he can occupy either one of those spots. He can play inside and out. Very tough, intelligent linebacker, aggressive, But this is the deal. Zach Barn, in short season, the Saints could use him like Wisconsin did and had great success with him. That's very true. You could do that. You really could do that. You could just make him a situational pass rusher to come in and help out there. But Bradham is a really smart. This right here is a really good move. This guy here will complement Demario Davis really well. If something happens to Alex Anzalone again, then you can count on Bradham being there as well. But I like the move. It is an upgrade over what A.J. Klein was. He's a better linebacker at this stage of career. He could do a lot more than A.J. Klein. A complete linebacker, very productive, will work wonders in the Saints defense because the Saints defense will allow Bradham to stay clean. That big defensive line up front will keep him clean. He'll be able to roam sideline to sideline and make plays. And I'm happy to have Bradham. Although the particulars of the deal haven't been released as of yet, we'll stay on top of it. But we do have a new Saint here, man. We got a new Saint here. Nigel Bradham. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I absolutely love this move. I love this move. It brings fierceness, toughness, meanness. And Nigel Bradham, if you ever seen the tape on Bradham, he's a hitter. He's not a whiffer. He's not gonna play with you. He's gonna lay you out. That's what Bradham does. He's gonna lay you out. So it's good to have a guy like this at the stage of his career back with the team. And I'm really happy about the addition of Nigel Bradham. Who that to you, JT? Good to see your family. Drew goddamn Breeze, Dominic, good to see you as well. Rest of the family members chiming in. Much love to you and Yearn. Please hit the like button. Man, I just love this move, man. I really do. I really do. I love this move because this guy comes in and he can really, he's a guy that's going to really just elevate that linebacker core up some. Demario Davis and Nigel Bradham. We were talking about this early in the year when we mentioned the linebackers, that we were looking at the fact that the Saints really needed to address the linebacker position because we had too much uncertainty with Alexander Zelony's health condition. Could we really do that with the defensive line position? And come to think about it, this could really spell the end of them looking at a Jadeveon, a Clowney, of anybody else. If you can then delegate or relegate Zach Bowen to the situational pass rush role that he was at in Wisconsin, that could be something, and not kind of force him to be there in this tough year. So this is a smart move because it basically solves two needs if you think about it. But would I still go after Griffin? Or hell yeah, I would go after Griffin. It's the last year. You don't even know if you're gonna have a year next year in the NFL. You don't know. So why not? You got to go out while you have the opportunity. Go out and do what you got to do and get it done. Bottom line, that's what I'm talking about. So the Saints, looking at it, they were able to get this guy and bring him in here, and I think it was a terrific move, man. Love this move. Love it. All right, now move on to the next. Some other news I'm going to get on before we jump back to the chat for questions, concerns, and comments. How Saints QB Drew Brees used unusual sports this offseason to help him throw a 60-yard pass. Now, this is something we talked about, and, you know, when people talk about Drew's not being able to throw the ball downfield, I would say, no, he could throw the ball downfield, but, you know, don't expect him to throw it downfield several times a game, you know, 5 or 6, 7 shots down. No. If you need to take 2 or 3, 4 shots down the field, he can do that. And I was telling you how Drew Brees works on arm strength off season. He's not one of them type of quarterbacks that know his arm. He knows his arm strength is an issue. He's not the type of dude that's going to say, well, my arm strength is gone. I'm just dinky donkey to that. No, he's going to work on throwing the ball deep. And this article archived basically was showing you what I was telling you, is that he does exercises off field to cover this. Now for those who don't know, this is from NOLA.com. And let me just get into it. In the early days of the C virus shutdowns, quarterback Drew Brees and his throwing coach, Tom House, sat down to the annual conversation regarding his goals at offseason. His goal was football-oriented, to throw a 60-yard pass, but the steps he normally took to get there had been eliminated because there were no open fields or gyms were closed. He says, what are we going to do? House recalled Thursday, speaking to Gonzalez on their podcast. He says, how the heck are we going to get a workout in a day? What tools do we have available? Brees then said, I'm going to highlight some of this as I read. Brees had the use of his large backyard in San Diego, but from there, the two had to get creative. The House suggested, his coach suggested tennis, as Brees notably played the sport when he was younger, even beating Andy Roddick back when they were in grade school. And Brees suggested lacrosse, believing it would help his torque from hip and back shoulder. Then there was the modified surfing, paddling on a surfboard in Brees' backyard pool. He says, in fact, that Drew is confident of that some our crazy stuff might work. He sounds like that comes out of nowhere, but I've never had a surfer with a bad arm in my 25 years, 30 years of coaching. House said. Brees didn't touch a football for much of the offseason, instead throwing a 1-pound ball approximately the same weight as the football. Early on in the quarantine, according to the article, they did some testing to see how much of his shoulder joint and elbow can handle in regard to intensity. They found that Brees can handle as much stress as possible, a big positive for a 41-year-old quarterback who's now in the skill retention phase of his training, House said. House said there were 4 windows of training for athletes: neurological, muscular, Skill acquisition and skill retention. Skill retention is the phase for the aging athlete, he said, of those who are losing flexibility and their nervous system isn't performing as the same output as it used to. Brees and House set 1 month deadline for Brees to throw a weighted ball 60 yards. Brees accomplished it within 3 weeks and 1 day. That's what he does. He beats deadlines. You give him a goal, he's intense. 3 weeks ago, Brees picked up a football for the first time and fired a couple of passes that went 45 or 50 yards, House said. He was like he was 25 years old again. Last Thursday, House said Brees threw a couple of balls, 57 yards, 58 yards without even trying. The path to get there may have been unconventional, but Brees and House made it work to their benefit. He said, it's things that we could have never normally thought about except for C19, House said. And the fun about that relationship with Drew is that we trust both of us to be crazy enough to try something new. And most often with Drew, the new stuff actually makes him better. So that's just the rest of you. Feel free, if y'all want to read the rest of the article, feel free to go to NOLA.com. The article is entitled How Saints QB Drew Brees Used Unusual Sports This Offseason to Help Him Throw a 60-Yard Pass. And I've been telling y'all this for some time. I've been talking to you about people who know that they have a skill that's diminishing, and instead of allowing the skill to, just to evaporate away, Drew Brees works on it and improves it. So what does that now, with all that being said, I want most of the people who now can understand where I'm coming from when we throw this in the chat and we talk about Drew Brees is the type of quarterback that continuously works to improve himself. How about that? His throwing coach is showing you that Drew Brees is throwing 48, 50-yard passes with ease now. What does that mean to your ass now? So, I mean, that's what I'm telling you, man. It's the greatness of what Drew is, all of the completeness of his game. To keep a portion of his deep ball throwing, work on it during the offseason. He does stuff like this every offseason. This year, he focused on it a little bit more attentively because he understood that he does have the propensity to underthrow the ball. It's good to see that he's doing this and, a lot more. But just remember this, document this away, and remember this is one of the things that we talked about, that we had a conversation about Brees operating and working on his arm to keep his deep ball and his throwing the deep ball together. If he could throw 58, 55 yards, I think that, consistently and work on that and keep his stuff together, this adds another dimension to the Saints offense. Have that documented article, family. Okay, let's go to the next side of the article. Teron Armstead saying Saints have Super Bowl or bust mentality, from Teron Armstead. This is from the NFL.com. And it says the New Orleans Saints might have the best roster from top to bottom in the NFL heading into 2020. Mike Thomas, Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Emmanuel Sanders, a good old line on defense. Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, Marcus Davenport, Marshawn Lattimore, Nigel Bradham. A steadily secondary on defense, uber reliable specialist. There are a few holes on Sean Payton's roster. Left tackle Armstead verbalized the Saints' mindset in the start of training camp, quote, saying, it's got to be Super Bowl or bust, in all honesty, he said. That's it. It's not really anything else past that. It's Super Bowl or bust. We don't get to the big dance. It's a failure of a season. That's it. Thanks, Teron Armstead, for saying that shit, because I've been saying it. Don't be sitting up here talking about 13-3 as a good mark in a season. I don't hear that. They don't give you Super Bowl trophies for winning the regular season at 13-3. They do not do that. If that was the case, we'd have won 2 consecutive Super Bowl trophies in back-to-back years. That is only a component of it to get you up to the steps so you can have an opportunity to earn it then. So, it's a failure, in other words. And I love what Teron Armstead say. Let the perennial Pro Bowl tell you if you don't accept it from me. This is a part of the post when you reply, duh, every player should be thinking that every year. This is the following part of the post where we point out that while the Saints have lived in that mentality the past several years, New Orleans has suffered brutal playoff losses. 3 years ago, we already know about the Minnesota 9 miracle at the buzzer, thanks to Marcus Williams and the terrible play call by Dennis Allen, yes. The next season, the NFC Championship overtime loss to the Rams, entitled The Debacle in the Dome. The following infamous 9-call pass interference that led to a rule change. Last year, another overtime loss that came to the hands of the Vikings on Wild Card Week, and you can't blame the refs for that. With a 41-year-old Drew Brees itching toward the end of his career, the window to get him the second Super Bowl ring is closing. Jordan agreed with Armstead that the Saints should be a Super Bowl contender when asked if he ever considered opting out of the season due to C19. Nope. Jordan replied when asked if he thought about sitting out the season via the Saints News. I feel our team is so close to a championship, end quote by Cam Jordan. So as you can see, two of our best players, two of them, Teron Armstead, one of the best offensive linemen in the league, and Cam Jordan, both on the same wavelength. Also Drew Brees. It's Super Bowl or bust. It's Super Bowl or bust. It's Super Bowl or bust. So you see what I'm doing. We covered Nigel Bradham. Then we turn around and talk about Drew Brees throwing the ball 50, 57, 58, and 60 yards on with his strength coach, Tom House. Now we're moving in Armstead with the Super Bowl or bust mentality, so you can see I'm getting people hype out there. Where you at, Freddie? Freddie probably can't contain himself right now. All right, on to the next one here. Saints training camp, veterans on the bubble. Let me show you how precise this man is. This is Bob Rose from our friends over at the Saints News Network. You know, we had Mr. Rose over onto the Sports Coma several times. He's a very good guy. He's going to be coming back on soon to talk about the training camp heading into this one. So I like covering his articles and talking about it. But these are some of the players that he thinks that the Saints should add. Well, actually, that's a different article I'm thinking about. This one is veterans on the bubble, in his opinion. And let's go over it. Then I'm going to come out of this, and then we're going to switch, go back over the Nigel Bradham story for those who missed it. And then we're going to, then I'm going to see if I can hit up the chat, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. The Saints are preparing to enter training camp for the 54th NFL season. The elimination of the offseason workouts, cancellation of preseason games because of C-19 pandemic will make roster decisions more difficult for coaches throughout the league. The NFL has not yet announced whether the roster or practice squads for the 2020 will be expanded. Well, this is kind of a data in which they did say that they didn't mention the actual NFL roster. The practice squads will be 16 people. So, you know, I think that's pretty much all they're going to do. But anyway, let's get into it. This is with the fierce competition at every position expected. A few Saints veterans could be left out once the roster decisions are made. Who's on the bubble? Number one. Now, he did say this on the show when he was here, that he was not a fan of Patrick Robinson, and he writes in here. Patrick Robinson on the bubble. 32-year-old Robinson is the most overpriced and vulnerable member of an otherwise strong defensive unit. He accounted for over $5.3 million of cap space in 2020, despite playing in just 16% of his defensive snaps. When Robinson was on the field, he looked out of position and was targeted by opposing quarterbacks with frequent success. Recall, it was Robinson who gave up the deep completion to the Vikings' Adam Thielen to set up the Minnesota game-winning touchdown in January first round playoff loss, which was true. And then he went over the top to Kyle Rudolph, which, you know, he pushed P.J. Williams and ultimately ended in the touchdown, which the referees refused to then look over. Remember that rule about viewing every touchdown? They opted to not review it. I didn't even know you could do that. We're going to move on. Second year, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is the team's top coverage option in the slot, and the Saints have the league's best cornerback tandem in Lattimore and Jenkins. P.J. Williams gives New Orleans an additional option at the position, while Justin Hardy is a key special teams contributor. Now, he says the Saints restructured Robinson's contract offseason to lessen his cap hit of $3.35 million in 2020, but he will still create $2.5 million in dead cap if released. The Saints added two undrafted guys, Keith Washington, Tino Ellis, along with NFL interception leader Dietrich Nichols, to provide competition this offseason. Robinson's 10-year NFL experience still gives him an edge for a roster spot with no preseason games. However, one of the young additions outplay him in practice. Robinson can find himself looking for a different team. And the next one is Mario Edwards Jr. And we on the same way, because that's the same people I talked about when the family asked me on Wednesday Saint Talk, who's the guys on the bubble? I said Patrick Robinson. I said Mario Edwards Jr. And let me see if I can guess the third. I didn't see his article. The third one in the article. Let me see if I can guess the third one. Should be Nick Easton. Nick Easton should be the last one here. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, 26-year-old Mario Edwards Jr., 3 sacks, 4 QB pressures, 3 tackles for loss, 4 and a forced fumble in 15 games in the first season with New Orleans, and last year of his deal will count $3.24 against the team's salary cap, but would create $800,000 in dead cap space if released. So Mario Edwards Jr. is there on the list as well. He provides versatility and can play either outside, inside, but the New Orleans defensive line is perhaps the deepest in the NFL. The Saints also added Marcus Hunt, an undrafted free agent rookie Malcolm Roach to the competition this offseason, and both players who can also play multiple line positions. Roach has a bigger upside, cheaper contract, and Marcus Hunt is a guy that a lot of people think. Who that to you, Trail? Thank you, Trail, for your super chat, my friend. Appreciate you. Much love to you, fam. Appreciate your super chat. Thank you, sir. And of course, we mentioned about Mario Jr. because he's making too much money to be a third string guy. He doesn't have a position in terms of interior or outside, and I think there are guys with a greater ceiling, a greater potential to him. Malcolm Roach is a guy I'm really interested in. He can play inside or out. Marcus Hunt's another guy that I think is a little bit better than Mario Edwards Jr. We'll see how it plays. And then, of course, the third guy on the bubble is Nick Easton. See, great minds think alike. Nick Easton. But it's just common sense. It's like ABC 1, 2, 3. If you know Saints football, you know this guy don't belong here, this guy there. Remember that old game as a child you used to play? You used to watch on television, which one of these things don't belong here? One of these things. Remember that? That's how I look at the Saints roster and say, Nick Easton don't belong here. Patrick Robinson don't belong here, because there's too many other guys with upside that can beat him out. He's a 10-year veteran playing at the dime position. If he can't cover a dime wide receiver, man, but it's just the propensity if somebody gets hurt, he has to move up to the nickel. And that's where a lot of people kind of lose their lunch. Okay, let's go to the next one here. New Orleans Saints signed Easton as a hefty 4-year contract in 2019 after the retirement of Max Unger. He was beaten out by a second-round rookie by the name of Eric McCoy for the job and was inactive for 6 of the Saints' first 9 games. Easton stepped up for injured Andrews Pete for 6 games at midseason. He played well for a line that allowed just 6 sacks and averaged 110 yards rushing. He did good in his first 2 games. Then he started wearing away. 28-year-old Easton will count against almost $6 million against the Saints cap in 2020, but his release causes a $1.5 million dead money cap, which I don't think they'll be worried about that. While Easton's proven backup, cheaper and more versatile options and better options, in my opinion, are still on there, like James Hurst, who will miss the first month of the season because he was cheating with the PEDs, taking steroids, and then of course is Patrick Omameh, who is cheaper than him, and I probably would rate them as the same. But a guy I like is Kelvin Throckmorton, who a lot of people is thinking that Kelvin Throckmorton can make this team. And not because he plays all 3 positions, tackles, guards, and center. He's not really that good at tackle. He could play it, but he's too slow for a tackle. He'll get toasted. But the center and guard position, he's good. Not to mention that Cameron Tom should be mentioned here as well, because he could play center or guard for the team. So yeah, they're a lot cheaper and better players than Easton at that position. And remember how we got Easton because of a knee-jerk reaction by the Saints to go after him after Max Unger retired. They went and grabbed him and then moved up in the draft to get Eric McCoy. Remember how this went, and they need to rectify that situation. Okay, next on the list, Traequine Smith. A lot of people out there saying yes. They clapping right now. Who that to you, Demi? Revolt, who that to you? Rockwell, good to see your family. Good to see the family. Derek, what up, Derek? Good to see your family in the chat as well. Crass, what up, fam? Good to see you. All right, and this one, Traequine Smith's next up on the list. 24-year-old has been a disappointment since the Saints drafted him in the 3rd round of 2018 draft. In 26 games, he has 46 catches for 661 yards and 10 touchdowns. Smith has teased coaches and fans with game-breaking potential, but disappears for long stretches and hasn't been a consistent producer. He's not had a single reception in 8 of those 26 contests and had just 1 catch in 6 others. He named it. Bob named it. He's disappeared. Despite the inconsistencies, the 6'2", 210-pound Smith has good size, speed for his position. His physical attributes, experience in the Saints offense, a team-friendly contract less than $1 million against the cap, and little proven experience at wide receiver position makes him a highly unlikely release candidate. They have pushed Smith down the depth chart with the signing of productive wide receiver Emanuel Sanders. However, he could face an uphill battle for the number 3 spot, all-pro kick returner. Deontay Harris may see a bigger role in that offense in 2020. He will. And the team will have several first- and second-year undrafted receivers also vying for the spot. Smith's roster spot is likely safe for the 2020 season. We'll see. He'll definitely get pushed. But Sean Payton likes the guy, no doubt about it. Then he says, every year on the Saints roster highlights have how difficult, highly competitive the training camp will be for players. The elimination of the year's preseason may make personal decisions more difficult for coaches, but even established Saints veterans must continue to play at a top level in practice to keep their jobs with the Super Bowl contender. Ain't no doubt about it. We deep at all positions. We got a lot of great depth everywhere, but guess what? We had a full preseason last year, and where the hell they got you, huh? Remember that? We sat here and covered it, and I often talked about it because it was one of the most annoying preseasons that I've seen. I've been watching Saints games for over 30 years. Been covering them for over 5 years. So last year's preseason was really just annoying to me because when it was time for the cuts to happen, we covered the cuts live. We had a cut show live. Remember that? Y'all can dig in the archives and look it up. We covered it live. Matter of fact, Swade was on the show. We covered it live. The issue that I have with the preseason from last year is that all the guys who we was talking about, from Emmanuel Butler to LaJordan Humphrey to Devine Zigbo to linebackers like what's his name? I can't think of the kid's name. Sankey, Darnell Sankey. And all these undrafted guys, a lot of these guys bust their butts in camp. And then when it came down to it, all the dudes that had the smoke, they put them on the street. And if it wasn't for teams saying, you know what, we don't need them, we wouldn't have been able to get these guys on the back on the practice squad. They put everybody, all of them, on the street. And Devine Zigbo was the only one that didn't come back because the Jacksonville Jaguars seen him and said, man, let me get that dude here. And that's where he is right now. So like I said, last year we had a full preseason and it just didn't make no difference to me. But anyway, this is the guy we're talking about right here. This is the man right here. And Nigel Bradham, welcome to the city of New Orleans, baby. Welcome to the Super Bowl contending Saints, because that's what we are, baby. That's what we are. So we're going to get back into the stream now, family. And, man, I tell you what, Nigel Bradham, to me, is a big part of it. I really love it. I love the acquisition of this guy. Love it big time. Most certainly I do. As you can see, I'm rocking the Pelicans, man. I'm in full support of my Pelicans right now. And we know we got a game tonight. We got to take care of some business tonight with the Utah Trash, and we're gonna have to take them up out of here. But we talking Saints right now, and to be quite honest with you, I love this move. I can't say nothing about it. I love this move. We just see if this is the last of any moves, to be honest with you. We're gonna see. We shall see. But Nigel Bradham is in the building, family. Nigel Bradham is in the building. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go over the story one more time for some of the family members. They reached the deal. The particulars of the deal have not been announced. It's just a 1-year agreement. We don't know how much the contract is, on exactly how much it is. We don't know. But of course, that'll be revealed in time. We'll figure all that stuff out in time. But it's good to see Bradham here. He is not going to be a reserve. So for people asking, is he going to be a backup? Hell no, he ain't going to be no backup. This man coming to start, man. He ain't coming in here. Nigel Bradham is not a backup. He's going to come in here to start. He's going to fit right where A.J. Klein was at, sitting next to DeMario Davis and Alex Anzalone. He provides that insurance. Then you have a guy like Zach Bourne who could be insurance for Alex Anzalone, not to mention guys like Cade Nellis and Anthony Chiquillo. But him coming here does present a problem, because do you see the Saints keeping 7 linebackers? I don't think so. I'm just keeping it real. I see the Saints keeping, I can see the Saints keeping 7 linebackers. But Craig Robertson, would he be one of those linebackers? Possibly because of the shortened season. Joe Bessie is a guy that a lot of people pick. Anthony Chiquillo could be a guy that beats out Craig Robertson. We'll see. These questions shall be answered as we move further into the season. But, man, people wanted some football news, man. We wanted to actually hear football news. Well, you got some today. You got the Saints signing former Eagle linebacker Nigel Bradham. Absolutely love it. All right, let me give a shout out to the family members chiming in. Vontae, who that to you, Vontae? Good to see you in the live chat as well. Who that to you? Sad Scott, good to see you, family. TTV, Tropical Edge HQ, what's good, family? Good to see you in the chat in a while. Rockwell X, who that to you, Rockwell? Good to see you in the chat as well, family. Please hit the like button, family. Upon hitting in the stream, got a few family members that I ain't seen in a while popping up in here. Good to see the fact they've just been chilling in the cut, waiting for football. I know where y'all been. Jerome, who that to you, Jerome? He says, I'm nervous for Davenport. I wish we can get Everson, Griffin, or Clowney. I'm with you. Still nothing on that yet, but it's good to know that the Saints did sign somebody. We should see something happening very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. We should see something coming up very, very soon on this Jadeveon Clowney stuff. If not the Saints, somebody, so we can stop talking about it. All right, Scoop says, listening to Philly sports talk, and they don't like us signing Nigel one bit. They did not want to see Nigel Bradham leave. They released him, and Philly fans was upset because he was a key component to the interior of that defense. They loved Nigel Bradham. You know, we're hoping it's not one of those situations like it was when we signed Cam Meredith from the Bears, and they were talking about how really excellent that he was and all this kind of stuff, and he turned out to be absolutely garbage. All right, Inevitable, what up, fam? He says, yeah, I remember we traded Stalwart to Philly for Mark Semino. Yes, indeed, Semino. Smokeless says, what role do you think Kiko is playing? The bench? He's going to play the bench, a bit more precisely the IR. He's not, even though they're saying that he'll be ready to play, this signing basically puts him back into a reserve role. And that's probably best for him because that's what I'm saying about Craig Robertson. You got Kiko Alonso. They're going to keep hold to Kiko Alonso. They believe in him. Craig Robertson could be in trouble, you know. Who there to you, Sport Talk 365. Good to see you, family. Sat Scott says, Nigel reminds me of Takeo Spikes. That's a great comparison, by the way. Because I was looking at footage because I'm familiar with this player. But Takeo Spikes, yeah, their games are very similar. Really mean, aggressive, fast. They talk a lot of mess, but they know football. They're very instinctual players. So, yeah, but Takeo Spikes is kind of the, he's a level or two better than what Bradham was. Because I don't think Bradham ever made a Pro Bowl. I'm going to have to look that up. I've never known him. That is not ringing in my head. But I still like that comparison. How in the Hardys Eagles let him out the building? Eagles making a lot of unintelligent moves right now. Crash says, Craig, Rob is older and a steep slower. It could be the odd man out. That's right. Craig is, I've been saying that for a while. Craig Robertson, man, it was getting marched out the door when they signed Anthony Chiquillo, who basically does the same thing he can do. I'm just telling you. Craig plays inside and out, Craig. And then you got guys like Chiquillo who can occupy that special team spot. Appreciate you, Donovan. Donovan Grayson, appreciate you, my brother. Who that to you? Say, we getting close. That's right. It's football time. It is football time. Thank you, fam. All right, Sess, I've been saying we need linebacker. Saints upgraded for sure. This is a definite upgrade. Getting Bradham in here, and with Klein out, that's an upgrade. Bradham is better than Klein if you look at it in that way. The Saints have upgraded the linebacker position in this season exclusively. That's the Saints' third really solid linebacker. You could not talking about the undrafted guys, but if you look at the guys like Chiquillo who will work on special teams, who can also situational pass rush, high mojo, high motor player. You look at the guy like Zach Bond, who the Saints picked up in the draft, who can situational pass rush, who can play inside and out, who can learn, really intelligent. Then you get Nigel Bradham here. The Saints not only added athleticism and intelligence, but they also added versatility as well to the linebacking core. This is probably one of the most, this is without a shadow of a doubt, the more talented linebacker core the Saints have had down here since they had the Dome Patrol. And I'm not putting them up there, but underneath there, if you look at cores as a whole, this linebacker core has the potential to be one of the best the Saints have had. Demario Davis, Nigel Bradham. If Alex Anzalone can stay healthy, you still got guys like Caden Ellis that's coming off the bench who could play special teams, who's really fast, who was looking good last year. Chiquillo's a special teams guy. Joe Beshy, the undrafted guy with Robinson, and you never know. Scoop says Craig finna be hanging out with his boy Nate Stupar like he probably should have been years ago. They've been trying to get rid of Craig Robinson. I've been telling people that. I said, man, you can't tell when somebody trying to get rid of your ass. You don't know when she trying to kick you out. She making gestures, putting your stuff by the door. I said, wait, hold on. What is this doing here by the door? Oh, I just put it there. What you put all that here by the door for? What you trying to say? She wants your ass up out of there. That's what she trying to tell you. She trying to get you up out of there. That's what they've been doing by Craig Robinson. They've been ever inching this stuff closer to the door. And Craig go look at it and say, man, what y'all put all my stuff by the door? Oh, nothing, no, Craig. We just had to make some rum right there. Oh, okay. And then Craig pick it up and bring it back. Then the next year they put it right back by the door. They're trying to give you a hint, Craig. They don't want you there no more. All right. Rockwell says, Big Q, haven't you seen you since my, hold on. He says, Big Q, haven't seen you since my name tag changed. Jaja is still Roscoe, bro. Okay, Roscoe. What up, Roscoe? My boy, Roscoe. Okay, he changing the game. Good to see you, fam. You just had to troll undercover. All right, okay. I got you, fam. I got you, Roscoe. I got you. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Cress. Hit the like and subscribe to the Pro Network. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Deputy Mario says, will Alex Anzalone finally play past 5 or 6 games? Well, Deputy Mario, let me tell you something, my friend. Appreciate you joining the stream, by the way. You would certainly hope so, bro. You know, I want to say yes, because this is his final year that I want to see the kid play. He's here, you know, and we know players get hurt, you know what I'm saying? But when Alec, it just, when Davenport, when Hendrickson, and with Alex Anzalone and Sheldon Rankins, those 4 guys, when they get hurt, it's always some injury that just knock them out completely. And then Alex Anzalone, you remember he dealing with that shoulder. He got that bum shoulder. You heard it several times, and that's knocked him out. He's been dealing with that since college. If that rears its ugly head again, the Saints have to make a decision. Well, they don't have to make a decision, because basically Alex Anzalone is basically sitting on the last year of his deal anyway. He would have made the decision for the Saints that he cannot stay healthy in the role that they want him to be. So this is a season where Alex Anzalone, without a doubt, has to play the entire season. He can no longer miss games and stretches, because in that case, he's no good to the team in that regard. Getting hurt and to the point where you get knocked out the entire season, that doesn't help the Saints. And this year, we need all hands on deck to deal with the Super Bowl this year. Yes, I'm quite aware. Thank you for the question, by the way, Deputy Mario. Appreciate you, fam. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber on, bro. But I also heard about McCoy signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Will do them no good, baby. Will no do. I might be concerned if that was the same McCoy of 3 or 4 years ago. Won't do you no good. You can stackpile all the old names you want. It's going to still end in one way. You losing to the Saints. Either at the end of the season or in the playoffs. It don't make a difference, baby. We're going to stump you out one way or the other. Seth Scott says, let's see, where did I go at? Hold on here. Inevitable says great signing. Inevitable says a great signing because Kiko and Alex tend not to play a lot of games. Okay, Seth Scott says, I wanted Kenneth Murray in Saints Uni so bad I was hurt when the Chargers jumped us, but we're going to be all right. Let's go. That's right. Well, Murray was a really good linebacker at Oklahoma. He was really talented. I like the kid from Clemson, Simmons, a lot too. And Queen it was interesting too, but the Saints, they went in a whole other direction and pissed a lot of people off. James Evans, who that to you, bro? Crash says, Deputy, I'll take the over on Alex. Michael Rios, who that to you? Michael, good to see you, fam. Good, thank you for joining us. Tramal, who that? Tramal says, PJ Brown somebody. We need this bum gone ASAP. Sorry, Tramal. He's still going to stick and stay, baby. You going to hang on there. You going to hang on in there. All right. Crash says, Jerome, I think Barn will be better than Pat Queen in a year or two. Bet. All right. Darrell says, Pels are up, by the way. Okay. Thank you, Darrell. Appreciate you. I'm going to have to make sure I'll be checking them out. I'm going to wrap with the family for a few, and then I'm going to jump into the Pelicans and check them out. We're going to do a Pelican post-game report later on today, family. So if you guys are Pelicans fans, please feel free to go to our Pelican channel, which is the Pelican post-game report, which is on YouTube. So hit YouTube, search, put Pelican post-game report, and subscribe, or feel free to go into the description section below and find Pelican post-game report and subscribe to it as well. We make it easy for you here at the PRO Media Network. KT the Southern Gent. What up, KT? Been a while, fam. Good to see you. He said, just popping in before date night. That's right, fam. Good to see you, fam. Jerome said, I think Bond will get a lot of playing time. Thank you, Jerome. Scoop says, KT, that's really been missing. Yeah. Roscoe says, me, homie, not Judge. Angelo Wilson, who that T, Angelo? Good to see you. Say, hello, brother. I'm watching you from West Africa. West Africa. All right, man. West Africa in the building. The Ivory Coast. I love the Saints. Thank you, Angelo. Good to see you, my man. And many happy tidings and who that greetings all the way to Africa. Mother Africa, baby. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, Angelo. Appreciate you, bro. Get all the Saints fans you can get in Africa and pull them together and all watch together, brother. That's beautiful. Saints fans in Africa. Love it. Thank you, Angelo. The Sports Coma, man, we got a lot of great international family. We got Sufian, we got Caribbean Cool, we got Angelo Wilson, we got Lee from the Philippines that joins in. We had a brother from Alaska, but he called in, but his phone cut off, which means that I don't think the reception is pretty good in Alaska, fam. I'm just going to just put it out there. All right, Raheem, what up, Raheem? Good to see your family. What up to you? Says we got another linebacker. That's right, we got a good one too, bro. Really love it. Roscoe says, are we having a full season or is it going to be a shortened season like MLB? MLB, they tripping on them right now. MLB having a lot of cases, we'll see how it goes, but a lot of people pushing them to bubbleize it like the NBA do. We'll see what happens, man. You got to make adjustments, man. Sometimes things don't work out as planned. That's why you have to make adjustments, man. You got to make adjustments. Demi, thank you, Demi, for your super chat, baby. Thank you, Demi. Says, Q, don't you think we still need a pass rusher? Well, I still beat the block for Everson Griffin, Demi, but I don't know if that's going to get done. Everson Griffin is in communique with the Green Bay Packers right now, and the interest is mutual because, of course, the Packers and the Vikings are rivals, and it would be a kind of stick it to him moment for Griffin if he was to sign with Green Bay, who could use a pass rusher of his caliber. I don't like that, but the Saints are doing it to themselves. They have shown no interest in my mind, or what I've been studying upon, in Everson Griffin, almost like they were upset. Oh, how dare he sack Drew like he did last year and make us look like absolute idiots? How dare he do that? And they want us to sign him? Absolutely not. We're not going to sign him. Of course not. After what he did to us in the playoffs. But Kevin Casperhorn and all these clown players that they signed in previous years that tore him up and then they went and got him back. Everson Griffin makes as much sense as peanut butter and jelly, man. Come on. He costs less than Clowney. You know, he's better than Clowney at this stage of his career. And there's no talk of even going after him. It's amazing to me how blind it is. But we'll keep it going. But I agree with you. I think we still could use a pass rusher because even though they signed Nigel Bradham, doesn't necessarily mean that your boy, Zach Bourne, is going to be successful as a pass rusher. What if he stinks? I don't want to put that kind of pressure on the rookie. I want somebody that know what they're doing back there. I do not want to rely on a rookie in that. Listen, do y'all not understand what I'm saying? I'm a fan of history. I pay attention to history. I do not want to rely on a rookie. Do you hear what I'm saying? Did you hear what I said? I do not want to rely on a rookie because the last few years, we've been having serious disasters with rookies in crucial situations that didn't end well. And Sean Payton watches history too. And notice he's been adding a lot of veteran players to veteranize his team where he got a lot of young players there. But there are veterans in key positions to help the team be a little bit more smarter there. You have Malcolm Jenkins back there in a safety to kind of help out with that intelligence. Demario Davis, Nigel Bradham brings up the overall intelligence area of the linebacker room. The defensive line is one of the, if not the deepest position on the Saints team. You look at Emanuel Sanders. Emanuel Sanders will have the same. We talk about Malcolm Jenkins and his impact on Marcus Williams. But what about Emanuel Sanders' impact on Traequine Smith and the rest of those young wide receivers? But especially Traequine Smith, because Smith is seen as the third wide receiver by some, even though I say it's Taysom Hill. But still, even as that may apply, that Emanuel Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins, Nigel Bradham, these type of players bring up the overall intelligence of the team because these guys have played a lot of minutes, starter minutes, and they've been in a lot of serious positions. So they have that high football IQ. They know they won't break down in pressurous moments and lower their head, close their eyes, lower their head, and launch themselves blindly at players to tackle them. Or simply roll themselves up like a bowling ball at somebody's leg to knock them down as opposed to hitting and rapping. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, thank you. Appreciate you there, Angelo, for chiming in West Africa. Much love to you, fam. Roscoe says, follow Fauci's protocol and throw the ball 6 feet. I seen Fauci at the game, man. He didn't have his mask on. What's really going on here, man? Oh, my goodness. Sad Scott says, better stop sleeping on them linebackers and DTs at Mississippi State. Them boys in the trenches getting paid in the NFL. State got a middle linebacker coming out, and the truth is, Errol Thompson. Hashtag Hail State. Thank you for that, Sad Scott. Appreciate you, bro. Patrick Washington Jr., who that to you, Patrick? Good to see you, family. Good to see you in the chat. Hashtag Bounty Gate Season 2.0. BR Fitted 225. What up, fam? He says, rather have them on my squad than having to face them. Oh, yeah. Kenny, what up, Kenny Sutton? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat, man. Raheem says he's better overall defensive end than Clowney, but Clowney has a higher ceiling being that he's younger and faster. I only need 1 year production, bro. Who's better right now? That's what I want. Let's poll this thing right now. Let's poll it right now. Let's find out. Let's say it right now. Who's better? Y'all tell me. Who's better right now at the stage of their career? Is it Clowney or Griffin? We just need them for 1 year. Remember, we spent a lot on Davenport, so we only need a guy here for 1 year. You tell me, which one do you think is better? Is it Clowney or Griffin at this stage of his career? You tell me. Scoob says, Q, Jenkins has to play now. We need that ring. Well, we'll see. If he opts out, we'll know August the 4th or before that whether he opts out or not. Now, there was an interview that I did see. What was that? The other day I was doing some research on Jenkins about what he said about that. And did you guys know he had a video that he put out after he said what he said to CNN? Just to clarify it. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. For those who didn't know, I'm going to see if I can pull that up and play that for you guys. Because I don't know if people were aware that he did a clarification video after he did the CNN article saying that he didn't feel safe and yada, yada, yada. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see. Give me just a second, fam, and I'm going to pull that up. Because this could definitely kind of settle a lot of your fears on what people was thinking after they heard what Jenkins was saying. But I didn't hear this video. You know, that's one thing I didn't know. I didn't hear this video. And I was like, I listened to the video the other day and I was like, man, I got to play that for the Great Saint Think Tank because I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't aware that he did a video saying for clarification, just to be clear or whatever it's called, just to be clear. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Give me just a second here, family. I'll pull it up and see if I can play it for you. All right. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can pull it up for you because might not be able to find it, but I know I seen it some time ago. Let me see if I can pull up. Okay, hold on. I think I found it. So just give me a second. I'll see if I can pull it up and play it for you guys. Give me just a second. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, so just pay attention, family. I'm gonna spin it for you guys so you can listen to what he's saying so it'll give you some clarity. Because I don't know if most of the family members heard it. I know I didn't hear it. So I'm gonna just play it for you guys And maybe this should help clear some of the cobwebs of whether or not how Jenkins feels about playing. Because I had the idea that he didn't want to play. But let's listen to this, and you tell me what you think afterward.
To be clear, I want to play football. I think all my peers want to play football. It's how we make a living. But there's so much that we don't know right now. And what we look at, you know, what's happening in the country. Cases are going up. Projected deaths are going up. We look at what's happening in college football. Over 41 schools have outbreaks of COVID in their locker rooms as they try to come back for voluntary workouts. LSU's got 30 guys that are now in quarantine. We're watching other sports that will start up before football to see how they're doing it, what their protocols are, and if they'll work. There's so much that we don't know at this point, but I know that the bar for the NFL is going to be high when it comes to creating a safe work environment and making it as safe as possible for guys to come back. As we keep in mind, it's not just about the athletes and their health or the coaches or staff, but our families too.
And that's the video right there, as you heard it. That was Malcolm Jenkins' stance, clarifying his stance. Does that give anybody any more confidence in his ability to want to play? Do you still have questions on whether or not he will play? You know, after hearing that clarification, he made that maybe not too long after saying what he said on CNN. But a lot of us didn't know he did that. So I was like, hold on. And I was doing research on him, and I found that, and I said, hold on, I didn't know that. So I play it for you now. So does that help? Does that help the family members? Does it make you feel any bit better knowing that Malcolm Jenkins just said what he says? Do it makes you feel any better that he will be playing? You know, you guys tell me, let me know what you think about that. All right, let's see what the family members saying about the Griffin thing I asked them about the Griffin and the Clowney thing, and then I give you some more to think about just a moment ago. So I'm keeping you thinking. Let's keep it going. Who that to you, Demi? Thank you, baby, for what you're doing. Thank to my family members with the super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay, Roscoe says, Q, what's your thoughts on Joe Burrow, Tua, Love, and Herbert? Which QB do you think will stand out? No doubt about it. I think Joe Burrow is the dude, bro. I like because his team is I think it's more complete than the rest of those teams. Although Herbert and actually Burrow and Herbert to me, and I would say Burrow because I see Burrow playing before Herbert playing because they want to kind of move him in there slow. So I would say Burrow because you got AJ Green, he'll be healthy. You got Ross and all these other talented players. You got Joe Mixon. You got a pretty decent offensive line. The defense is a lot better. They, had a pretty decent draft. They put Von Bell up there. They have a few players. So I like where the Bengals are headed at, and they just needed solid play from a quarterback. So I like the weapons that they have, and I think good decision-making and a good offensive mind, which is Zach Taylor, is known to be an offensive-minded guy. I think Burrow will probably have more success than, early on. But Tua Tagovailoa is interesting too in that picture because he's been cleared to play, and they said they're not going to put him on no practice squad, so he coming out the gate firing. So you got to watch him. Love is going to sit behind Rodgers, even though there was an article saying Rodgers feels Love over his shoulder. His time is limited, which means pretty much he got this year and then he out of here. After this year, Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the road, and I'm saying he might be headed to New Orleans. Don't quote me on that. I'm just throwing that out there. But it's a tough one, I would say, between Burrow and Herbert because the Chargers have a pretty good team, too, offensively. They got good running backs, offensive line, defense, wide receivers, big physical, really good. Keenan Allen, they're pretty good out there. They need solid quarterback in place. So I will go with Burrow because I think Herbert is going to not start right away unless something happens to, I forgot who the quarterback is. I forgot the guy, the scrambler. Poor man, Michael Vick out there. I forgot the man's name. Y'all will remind me in the chat. Crash says you now have 3 former Eagles with rings on the Saints defensive roster. Veteran leadership could be. That is a great point because I was thinking about that. I was like, man, Malcolm Jenkins from the Eagles. You also get Nigel Bradham along with Patrick Robinson there. So, the Saints kind of bringing that old school Eagle defense here. So that's big, man. That is big. Love that. Great comment there, Crash. Jerome said, I think Jordan, Love, Rockwell. I see the BR 2025 225 says, what about that DE from the Jags? I don't think he's going nowhere, bro. I think he's going to stay right where he is in Jacksonville. Ngakwe is who you talking about. I don't think he's going nowhere. Jerome says, "R fitted if he haven't showed up or signed his tag." Diehard Saints fan, hoot up to you, fan. I see it. I see about the Pelicans. 60-48. The Pelicans are up right on the Jazz. 60. I've been monitoring it while I've been talking back and forth with you guys. Right now, they're at halftime. Pelicans blasting their ass. 60-48 at halftime. Ingram with 15 points. 12 points from Drew Holiday. Zion, 9 points, 4-4. 101 from the line. Just 7 minutes of play. So right now, Pelicans beating up on the Jazz. 60 at halftime. That's right. Go Pels. Go Pels. Verlin, who that to you, Verlin? He says, Q, of course, I'm being silent, of course. Verlin from the Dome of Silence. But what think about is being a problem between Griffin and Payton. But Buddy Zimmer and Zimmer instituted a cap protocol on Griffin to Payton. Interesting. Maybe, I don't know. Usually, you will want to get that guy because you want that guy because you can kind of steal away some of the stuff like Emanuel Sanders. Don't think that Emanuel Sanders is not going to give secrets of Kyle Shanahan's offense to Sean Payton. Think about that. But a guy like Everson Griffin, well, I would love him because I know he'd be really motivated to beat up on the Vikings. Raheem21 says, better career, Griffin. Thank you. Sheets Trove, who that to you, says, telling you, Griffin. Thank you. Raheem21, better right now, Clowney. He says, Clowney is better right now. Sad Scott says, Griffin is better. Jerome says, Griffin. BR Fitted 225 says, he wants out. I'm saying if they deal him, would he be a good pickup? You talking about Ngakwe? I don't think that the Jags are not serious about getting rid of Ngakwe, bro. They're not serious. Remember, they had a team that just offered them a first-round draft pick and a starter, and they turned it down for a disgruntled player. What you holding on to the man like that for? Let him go if he don't want to go. Just like what the Jets did when they got rid of Jamal Adams. They let Jamal Adams go after Jamal Adams started riding on their owner, started riding on the GM and riding on the coach. You got to get rid of him now, And then he was piling on because you had all that stuff with that Jets owner going on with the sexual harassment and all that. They're on fire right now. Boy, he got the hell out of that burning building. Raheem says, better careers, Griffin. All right. Scoop says, interesting comment, broski. Yeah. Sad Scott says, but Clowney is just different. I think Jets may sign Clowney. Let him have him, bro. Let him have him. That's what I said. Like the special man, let him have him. Let him have him, bro. Let him go. Let's get Griffin. Griffin is the true DE. Clowney is more of a hybrid outside linebacker. Can't go with roll with either of them, but I'll take Clowney. Thank you, Raheem. Vernon said, what's cracking? Okay. Roscoe says, I have a great feeling about Cajun Cannon's nephew. Like Archie had Peyton predict Justin Herbert. I'll have similar success either to Peyton or Eli when all said and done. Thank you, fam. Appreciate it. BR Fitter says, what would he be worth, though? A two pick or a 5 pick? Ngakwe, they want first round draft picks for him. They want picks for him. A team offered them a starter and a first round draft pick, and they turned it down. I don't understand that's why the Jaguars are a freaking laughing stock, man. That's why they're a freaking laughing stock. That guy done talk crap about the owner, done talk crap about the general manager. He doing everything but setting the building on fire to get out of there, and you holding on to this disgruntled player. That's not the season for that. Move on, get what you can get, move on. But they're stupid. That's why the Jets are the Jaguars are laughing stock, and sooner or later they're gonna be that team not gonna even be there anymore. Sooner or later they're gonna move to Seattle somewhere. I mean, not Seattle, San Antonio somewhere. I mean, it's just stupid moves. Just stupid moves. Stupid. All right, 985J in the building. What up, 985? Good to see you. Jerome Evans. I'm ready to play San Fran and the Vikings. Smoker says Pelicans 60 points, Jazz 48. That's right. We had halftime. Bam. That's what's up. JT says, look what happened when happened to Drew by Griffin in the store. I know. They don't it don't make any sense how you a general manager and you saying, how can we improve our football team? And then you look at the footage from last year that drove the mindset or the direction of this team in the offseason. Meaning, they looked at the game footage of the Minnesota Vikings game where Daniil Hunter and Everson Griffin had a field day on the interior offensive line of the Saints and Drew Brees' ass. They looked at that tape and said, we're going to tear up our interior offensive line. We're going to draft another center. We're going to get rid of a 3-time All-Pro offensive lineman. We're going to just release him, get him up out of here. And then move our second-round pick offensive lineman to where he was at and put a rookie from Michigan State at the center position. Not to mention the importance of the center quarterback snap is something big to think about because that's always that issue of getting it right, of turnovers happening at that exchange. You know, it happened last year when McCoy had to figure it out playing under center. Or when his first time playing under center. What's interesting to me is also, how could you look at that game, say, I'm going to tear up my interior line and draft all these guys, move this around, and don't look at the defensive line, which did absolutely nothing in the game. How could you look and say, well, Sean Payton know what he's doing, Q. Sean Payton is a genius, Q. You're just a guy talking about the Saints. I was like, wait, hold on, partner. I got a brain. I can look at shit and analyze it. I can break it down. I'm pretty crafty when I need to be. But I can look at it and say, how do you break up your interior offensive line and make that the offseason move by completely uttering, fooling everybody that's a Saints player, a Saints personnel, fan base, whatever, by taking a center when we knew you should have took a defensive end at the position or a defensive player to help the defense out, something pertaining to pass rush, perhaps, to that degree. But do not do anything to the defense like the defense was fine. Like the defensive line was perfect in that game. I just don't understand. Both your lines stunk last year in that Minnesota Vikings game. The Saints offensive line was a joke, and so was the defensive line. The defense didn't do diddly squat in that game. And then we talk about OQ. We like the statistics I just read about how good they were in the regular season when they was one of the top 3 or second or third best team in stopping the run in the NFL. What good was that in the playoffs? Not only did you let Devin Cook run all over you, but you let his backup do it too. So you didn't get any pressure on Kirk Cousins. He was running around there throwing up passes like he Joe Montana. You didn't put any pressure on him, and you damn sure didn't stop the running attack. So how does the offensive line get the blame for the season loss to the Vikings insofar as all that change happened, but the defense don't get anything done to it? How's that work? How's that work? Both lines was at fault. That's why we was pushing for a pass rusher to make things happen, man. But we'll see. Griffin, that's why there's a talk about a Griffin or a Clowney because of that. Because you can't touch one line without the other. If we're going to use the Minnesota Viking game as a barometer to cause immense change to the interior of our offensive line, why don't we use the same measurement for the defensive line? It stunk too. It didn't stop the run, and it didn't put any pressure on Cousins. But in the end, Clowney or Griffin should be someone we'd be looking at really well. And the fact that these guys are still sitting here and we're not making any moves toward them as of yet. This is the first signing. We should know something coming real soon, I'm telling you. I just wanted to get the damn stuff over with. I'm tired of talking about Clowney like I was tired of talking about Cook when the Saints took almost a month to sign him. I'm sick of it. Let's just get the guy in here because I don't want to rely on no rookie. That's the moral of the story is we don't want to rely on any rookies. No more rookies. We're in the last year of Breeze's career here. We don't want to rely on rookies, especially for situational pass rush responsibilities. Absolutely not. Let's get a veteran in here. We got Zach Bond. We can fit him in wherever we can. We got him under contract for the next 4 years. But this year, we need somebody that know what they're doing, not somebody learning. We need somebody in there that know, hey, listen, you might not know one play we doing, but you know how to get the quarterback, right? Oh, yeah. Well, then there you go. You got the job. They know just like us. We know. You can't, we can't count on no more rookies. That's what's been killing us the last couple of years, counting on rookies and inexperienced players when you ain't supposed to be counting on these buffoons. P.J. Williams running around there. P.J. Williams should have been gone 2 years ago. He should have been gone 2 years ago. How does he keep coming back like the mummy? How does he keep coming back like one of them old bad zombie movies where the dude chopped his head off and shot him and blowed him up and then he's still coming through the window? How is that even possible? How you keep coming up in here, PJ? How you keep making it back up in here? I don't understand, man. That dude should have been gone 2 years ago. But we keep relying on him. Last year, he got burnt, and when the pass went to him, everybody and their mama said, oh, man, PJ covering the tight end. They put their head down because they knew what to expect. They knew PJ was burnt toast city. We knew it. You knew it, and I knew it. And then, of course, the bad luck was like, we ain't gonna look at the footage. Of course not. Of course not. You ain't gonna look at it. But that's what I'm saying. When you put yourself in the position by trusting players that are not built for the moment, don't look surprised when you get your tail handed to you. Don't look surprised. That's the reason why a lot of players make the big money to do what they do. They made for the moment. They are made for the moment. We got to get players in that capacity who's made for the moment so we can get over these things. Because if you had players that were made for the moment, if we had a safety back there who was made for the moment and said, this is the moment I'm about to shine, baby. Like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. When Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's on the field, he got a comfortability about himself. I'm made for this stuff. I'm here now. I'm showing I belong. That is not the mentality of one Marcus Williams. He put his eyes, closed his eyes, lowered his head, launched himself blindly. Whiffs at people constantly, but he does just enough to split the crowd and say, Q, he's a ball hawk. Even though he whiffs at players, take poor angles at players, at players he could deplete. He has several opportunities to blow up quarterbacks all out of the place, but whiffs at them. What I'm saying that for is that we can no longer have those type of players in positions. Now, I'm willing to give Marcus Williams a chance because this is his last year. He needs to show us that he's no longer a person who's afraid to hit or can't tackle. You cannot have a safety who's the last line of defense who's a poor tackle. You asking for trouble. We've already been there. We've seen that. We've seen enough of this buffoonery and dysfunctionalness. We don't need any more of this nonsense. You know, I'm just keeping it real with your family. If we're going to use the Minnesota Vikings, because that seems to be the marking of this season here. We're not just looking at the 3 prior years. We're looking at last year as an indicator for change on this team. That's why you see the change in the draft, what happened in the draft moving forward into the season. He feels like defensive line is fine. I do not feel like the defensive line is fine. You need to go out and sign Clowney if you believe in him. You need to sign Griffin because those 2 dudes are the only 2 dudes that's left out there that are considered starters that you would set on top of Davenport. Anybody else is a backup. There is nobody out there left that you can bring in here outside the 2 names that I said that's left on the free agency market and say, okay, we're going to put them underneath Davenport. No, those guys are starters. Those are starters. We can no longer rely on rookies no more. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No more rookies. No more rookies in crucial situations is what I'm saying, family. I do not want to give Zach Bond a situational pass rush job by itself. Absolutely not. Because if Davenport goes down, who do you have? You going to put him out there all the time? Oh, no, we're going to mix him with Trey Hendrickson. For real? For real? Trey Hendrickson, the same dude that's even more injured than Davenport? We're going to do this again? I'm saying that's why Clowney is the conversation piece. That's why the great think tank and Who Dat Nation is talking about Clowney as much as they do. They know you need another pass rusher out there who could complement Cam Jordan in the last year of his in Breeze's year, his last year here, and you're going to play around with the pass rush with a rookie? You feeling that confident? I'm happy that Nigel Bradham is here. No doubt about it. But Barnes should be nothing more than a piece that's there, not the one you say, oh, he's going to be just a situation. You don't know how he's going to react to the pro game. We don't know how that's going. We cannot rely on young players like that, man. We got to have a veteran to do that job. We got to have a veteran to do that job. Trust me, you will not be upset with me at the end of the year, barring that we get to the year, at the end of the year when they're hosting up the Super Bowl trophy, you're going to say, man, glad we got that defensive in here and made Davenport a backup. Telling you, man. I'm just keeping it real. Scoop says exactly Q, and that's why we swore we would sign him quickly. Lori Hackler, who that to you, Lori? Good to see you in the chat, baby. Good to see you. Who that to you? Much love to you and yours. Sport Talk says not reporting to camp. Way too much money. Pelicans says Pelicans 60. Okay, thank you, Pelicans. Nola, who that to you? Roger Murphy, who that to you? Griffin is the best bang for the buck right now. I agree with you, bro. He's cheaper than Griffin, and then Clowney. And Clowney doesn't have the statistics that he does. Griffin right now comes in right away. No injury history to be concerned about. Is a brutal beast, plays the pass and rush. There is no issue with them. They're both good. But if you're having an issue with him having too many takers, go to the next man. And I think the second man is the best man, in my opinion. Besides, you didn't seen enough of him. Don't you know what he can do? He did it against you. He the reason why you had to reformat your entire offense, your interior offensive line is because of Everson Griffin and Danielle Hunter. And you get a chance to get him and you don't do nothing, baby. You don't do nothing. You just let him sit out there. That's the dude that tore you up. But you're going to let him sit out there? It don't make any sense to me, man. Don't make a damn bit of sense to me. But if Green Bay, you meet Green Bay in the playoffs, guess who coming to see you? You should sign him just because you don't want to see him on another team. Just say it. Man, these people, they're insane, man. They're insane. Tramal, Sean Payton is the biggest blame. Thank you, Tramal. Inevitable says, yeah, you get demolished in the trenches, you lose plain and simple. Trenches, you got to win a line, man. The battle of the line, the scrimmage war is where you got to win. Offensive line got to dominate their defensive line. Our defensive line got to dominate their offensive line. If you can't beat the other man's line, if you're on offense or defense, you're going to have a tough day to win. It's all about the trenches. You got to win the trench war. If you're not winning the trench war, you're not going to win many of these games. That's just obviously what's being said. Saints are top 3 or top 4 in the league as far as stopping the run. Let's add that pass rush component. We know they're up in there, but let's get to number 1. That's what my point is. I want us to be the best, and we could be the best with any one of these players. Laura says Griffin is the answer. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate you. Notable says Scoop with the addition of Nigel. Now I want Everson even more. Crash says watch Griffin take his talents to Dallas like Quinn did last year. And the Saints were in that. They were in that trade. Lost that trade to Dallas from Miami when they were trying to get Quinn down here before, and Dallas beat them out. You gonna let it happen again? You cannot play with the pass rush, bro. You cannot play with the pass rush. If you're going to spend money on the pass rush. You cannot play with the pass rush. Do not play with the pass rush. Scott says, without much of a training camp preseason, we do not need no rookies. Okay, thank you for that. Scoop says, PJ got pictures of Loomis. Smoker says, PJ Williams, the Undertaker. All right, let's keep it going here. Laura says, PJ is trash, no doubt about it. Inevitable says, yeah, PJ knows where the bodies are at. Oh, he got to. Whatever PJ got on, Tommy Lee got the same thing on him. He shared the pictures with him. BR5225 said, boy, keep coming back like a bill. I know. You pay that bill, he coming back the next month. You can't kill that bill, baby. That's a non-stop bill. Trey Joseph, who that to you, said, no, Scooby needs the blackmail to get his job. Dominic says they need to quarantine both Williams brothers and Robinson. Together, they are 3 stooges, bumbling and fumbling around. Roscoe said, I heard sports bars are going to start kicking folks out for hate speech. Does that mean we can't talk ish about other teams? And if we're true, how will we control yourself? Oh, man, you have to build a sports bar at your own house, bro. That's what it's coming down to, man. Man, you can't have too much more fun out there no more, man. JT says, Q, I think the defensive coordinator plateau. That's the point. Could be, bro. All this talent, bro, and he's so conservative and vanilla, man. Hit the like button, family. Please feel free to knock the like button and it's upside its head. Kick it and drop kick it. Give it a Hulk Hogan elbow. Hit the like button. All right, let's keep it going. Jerome says, if we can get our calls, Q, we would have been there to last. I blame coaching and referees as a part of the defense. I get you, bro, but you know how I think, bro. You got a point on the referees not doing their job and stuff like that. But that comes back to we need to do. If we do our jobs like we supposed to do, then we wouldn't have to worry about the stinking referees. And my mentality when I watch football is that you cannot count on the referees. You can count on them more hurting you than helping you, especially if you're wearing a black and gold uniform. That's just what it's been. The last several years, the referees have statistically been against the Saints, and they even put the stats to it. I covered it all last year, how they was calling against the Saints. You know, I consider the referees an enemy force against the Saints, the same as the team you playing. They might as well put the uniform on of the team that you playing. You know, I just think that we need to be able to play above the referees like we've been doing a lot of the last couple of years to win these games. Playing above them, putting a lead out there so the referees are taken out of the game. So if they start trying to cheat, it becomes real clear what they're doing, as opposed to leaving it close where they can call these little weird holding plays and all this kind of nonsense. hands to the face like they did 3 times in one game when that was unheard of. Even Collinsworth said that, man, I ain't never heard so many hands to the face calls before. Yeah. You probably would if you follow the Saints. You hear all kind of ridiculousness. Trey Joseph, I feel like he's just a true nickel corner. His skill level just isn't up to be an island. Super Bowl bus says Crash, yes sir. Demi says PJ knows a deep dark secret about the coach. That's why he's still on the team. Roscoe says PJ can't even catch a corona. He says he sits out 15 weeks. How many people want PJ to opt out? I mean, come on, PJ, opt out. No such luck, baby. I'm that Bill. I'm coming to see you every month. JT says need a pass rusher, need a safety, need a third linebacker, need a corner for the 4 wide receiver set. JT, we need a lot of stuff, bro. Damn. Jerome, Superstar Louisiana boy, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Roger Murphy. Okay, I see you, Roger. Good to see you, family, in the chat as well. Let's see. Jerome says, JT, we got that linebacker position straight. I think picking up Nigel today. Agree on the pass rusher. JT says, Anzalone just plays 5 or 6 games for us. That's terrible, man. He got to go the entire length of the season. This is last year. Show up or show your ass out the house. That's the bottom line. Scoop says, if we sign Clowney and a veteran D-back, then Goodell will cancel the season. Oh, man. Mr. Inferno, C-Bell, what's up, family? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the live stream. All right. Demi says, I'll be back, family. Head to Popeyes. Crash says, disruption equal production. Yes, we need another defensive end. Cam needs a legit help on the other side. Davenport needs to be erased back into the lineup. I agree with you. Designate Davenport as the situational pass rusher. Allow his learning curve to be slowed down by the addition of a starting level defensive end that could show him how to do it. Because obviously, rushing him in there is not working. So we got to take a slower approach with Davenport, obviously. I agree with that. Thank you, bro. All right, Dominic says a rock bottom and stone cold stunner. Kevin, GM Kev says put up 50 and blow teams out. Refs can't get involved. Q, I know, fam. That's what we're going to have to try to do. We're going to have to try to run up the 40 burgers, man. Roscoe says don't let Goodell know that. Headlines, C-19 gate. 9 starters set out due to C-19 protocol. Shaking my head. Jerome says true Q, major facts. Tracy, I think this might be the most pure form of football, coming up with less fans in the stands. Communication will be better and the gameplay will be more crisp. That's the point, bro. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we'll find out. Mr. 5D, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. GM Kev says, we should have got Robert Quinn. He better than Clowney and Griffin. Inevitable says, Denard went to Atlanta, but we still could add Kirkpatrick. That's a big move by them getting Denard. He's a pretty good cornerback. He has nice size, too. Sport Talk says, put PJ at safety permanently. I'm with you on that. K. Savage Gaming. What up, K. He says, all we need is a DE. We just signed Benny Fowler also. Okay, let me look that up. Let me see if some more news. He's saying Benny Fowler. So let's dig back into that, family, as we're getting a little bit busy here. So we breaking news here as well. Let me see. I don't know if he's saying the Saints just signed Benny Fowler. Okay, give me just a second. Let me do a quick search on stuff while I'm here. Because now is the time where you can see them starting to sign people. By the way, the Pelicans in the middle of the third quarter are up by 6 on the Utah Trash right now, 66-60 on them right now. It's gaining ground. All right. 17 points for Ingram, 11 from Zion Williamson as well. So we're going to see that right now. So I'm keeping an eye on it, fam. I'm taking a look. All right. I didn't see anything else as far as Saints news out there, families, but I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you. Oh, the Giants had him. Okay, he says Benny Fowler, receiver right. Okay. I haven't heard. I didn't see that report yet. All right, let's keep it going. He says Dominic says they know him personally. But yeah, family, that's some of the stuff that's going on right now, man. Is if you take a look at what the Saints are doing, we still have a lot of movements to make here. I think another cornerback definitely should be added into the mix, to be honest, which I would definitely like another cornerback to be in the mix with the Saints. And you look at a guy like perhaps Kirkpatrick, who's a tall cornerback, 6'2", big cornerback. And then you're looking at a defensive end, guys like whether it's Griffin or Clowney, we should see something going on. We should see something shaking right now with Clowney, with all this stuff out of the way. The Jets, there's speculation around about the Jets. And according to several reports, they're saying that spoke to several NFL sources involved in the Clowney pursuit. All expressed that they don't believe his signing is coming soon. One pointed out that Clowney didn't report until the end of August last year and may be inclined to do the same thing this year with his signing. That's coming from one of the NFL reporters that's saying about Clowney. That's some of the latest news. And of course, there's speculative reports dealing with the Jets. Interesting. They're still saying Seattle is. There's a bunch of bull crap circulating around this guy. You know, if he will sign anything, you might see Griffin sign before he do, because I don't think Griffin have the same nonsense as he does. And then, like I said, there's reports circulating between the Green Bay Packers and Everson Griffin, and mutual interest in both parties. So you might see Griffin gone before you see Clowney gone. So, which is a shame to me, because I think we would do better. How do you not let Griffin? How do you don't even fight to, or even bring him in, or even talk to him? I just don't understand. He's one of two guys, several guys that tore you up in the playoffs last year, and you don't even have a thought about going out and getting them. I just don't understand that rationale. How is he and another guy responsible for destroying your offensive line to the point you recycle it and tear the interior up, but you don't then turn around and say he was the disruptor that I should go after? He's a free agent this year. I just don't understand the logic, man. It's no logic at all. It's stupidity. How do you look past him and look at Clowney, but don't look at Griffin if you're the Saints? And he tore you up last year. I apologize, fam. That just don't make any damn sense to me. We like to say, oh, these guys are geniuses. That's not a genius move. That's not a damn genius move. This guy tore you up last year, made you change your offensive line around, but you don't even look at him. You don't even consider him. And he's cheaper than the guy that you're actually looking at, and better than the guy. I just don't understand, man. I don't get it, man. Crass says, what are your thoughts on featherweight boxer Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis? Watch out. Big things are popping for Gervonta Davis, bro. You know, he's one of the best out there, man. I got to give it to Tank Davis. Tank Davis is awesome, bro. It's several really, really good fighters that I like a lot. I like Crawford. I like Spence. I like Pacquiao. That's one of my favorites as well. Love the Pac-Man. Gervonta Davis, Lomachenko. It's so many of them. I could sit here for an hour and go over them. You know, the welters and the featherweights. Gary Russell Jr. is one of my favorites. Devin Haney is another guy I think has Shakur Stevenson. The Charlo boys is beasts. You know, they got an excellent fight lineup coming up soon with the Charlos, and I think it's in September or the next month, taking on Jason Rosario, who just smashed Julian, who just smashed him in his hometown, just smashed him to beat his ass. So y'all get me. I also do a fight podcast too called Ring Kings Boxing, man. So if y'all are fight fans, y'all can tune in to Ring King Boxing. The link is in the description for that channel. But I do several shows. Ring King Boxing is one of my first loves. You know, that was something I did as a child when I was younger. But then football, I did that as well. So I got several sports loves. I do shows on boxing. I do shows on the Pelicans, by the way, are beating the Jazz 73-62. The Saints and LSU Tough Tiger Talk. All those links are in the description section, fam, if you're all interested in that content. Mr. Inferno Seabell says, okay, Talib, that's a good call. Philanthrodoc says, I'm tired of talking about one Super Bowl. It's now or never. By the end of this year, Breeze needs to have that second ring incoming. No mess ups from us to give the enemy the advantage. Hey, bro, I love that comment, and I'm with you. Big ups to that comment. I agree with you big time. Superstar Louisiana Boy says the Fat Q just came across the wide receiver Fowler Flax. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up, family. Let me see. Let me pull it up. We getting Fowler and no talk of Clowney though. All right, hold on here. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up for the family members and put it on screen. Okay. If anybody got the link, put it in the chat, family. If anybody got the link, share it in the chat, and then I'll put it out to the rest of the family members. Let me see, Fowler. Okay, that's NFL trade rumors. That's a report from what I'm seeing. One of the first reports are from NFL trade rumors. Is that what the guys are saying? NFL trade rumors is reporting that. Oh, from Nick Underhill. Nick Underhill of reports that the Saints are signing Benny Fowler to a contract. Fowler, let me put it on screen for the family members. Here, I'm gonna put it on screen for you. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna put it on screen and see if I can pull up a bio on the guy and see who the hell he is. Saint family might ask, what the hell we need another wide receiver for? Especially an unknown one. Let me see if we can pull up Fowler stats here. Okay. All right. Give me a second, family. I'm going to share the screen with y'all, and we're going to cover this report. All right. Give me just a second. All right. Here we go, family. Hold on. All right. All right. Here go the report from NFTR right here. That is saying this is reported by Nick Underhill, who's a local reporter who covers the Saints, is saying that Fowler, 29, signed on with the Broncos as an undrafted free agent out of Michigan State in 2014. He was unable to make the 53-man roster during his rookie season, but he was later re-signed to the practice squad and returned to Denver for a future reserve contract. Broncos bought Fowler back on a one-year exclusive rights deal the next 2 years, but declined to tender him a contract as a restricted free agent in 2018. He had brief stints with the Bears, Patriots before signing on with the Giants. New York released Fowler November of last year. In 2019, he appeared in 8 games for the Giants, caught 23 passes for 193 yards, receiving no touchdown. He's also rushed for 20 yards. So there's the report. Thank you for that, family, for breaking that news. As the Saints are signing Benny Fowler, wide receiver. Now let's get some particulars here. Here's Pro Football Reference breakdown of this player. Fowler, he's 6'1", 212 pounds. He is 29 years of age. Collegiately played for Michigan State. He's a Spartan. And let's see, I think he was undrafted. He was undrafted. And his career, 63 games played. And his career, 63 games, he had 95 catches in 63 games. 1,000 yards, averages 11.5 yards per reception with 6 touchdowns. So this guy's a career backup. I don't know if he's a kick. Is this guy a kick return? Does he have punt return and kick return capabilities? Let me take a look at his stuff here. Mostly Denver, the Giants. Let me see his targets, receptions. The most receptions he had in a year was 2017 with 29 of them for 350, 3 touchdowns. He averaged I'm going to have to do some more research on this guy here. I don't look like he had any special teams capabilities, but if he was a guy, let me see. He played in 3 playoff games as well. Well, this is the guy the Saints. I'm going to do some more research on him, look up some stuff. And they're saying he won a Super Bowl. One-time Super Bowl champion. When did he win that Super Bowl? Giants. So he won a Super Bowl, according to this. Benny Fowler, y'all, 6'1", 212. Where does he fit? This dude, I don't know, man. You know, Maurice Harris and guys like this, he fits right along there. You know, I have to look up on some footage because I've heard of this guy before, but I don't know what to make of it. I don't think too much of it, though, to be quite honest with you. I don't think too much of it. We'll see, but it don't strike me as a deep signing in terms of this. This could be a situation where the Saints don't feel comfortable relying on rookies. They might want a veteran guy that might be fitting the trend right here because of the shortened season. You know what I mean, fam? That could be what it is as well. But you know, like I said, man, we just got to keep moving. But Super Bowl Louisiana boy says facts. Big Q just came across the news. Yeah, thank you for that. Space Ghost. What up, Space Ghost? Says, oh snap, I'm late. That's a nice pickup. Dominic says, Crash says Talib, aka the chain snatcher. Dominic says he cool, laid back, don't drink in the public. We used to stay in the same penthouse complex together. I seen him 4 weeks ago. Terrell says, is Talib a free agent? Yeah, he is. So we should definitely sign him. If we not going to sign another defensive end, we would definitely go, especially against the Bucs' bigger receivers and tight ends. It wouldn't be a bad acquisition to have Talib here for a year. She could do like what the 49ers did when they got that Super Bowl that year with Carmen Policy and all them, with Eddie DeBartolo and all them out there. They signed Ricky Jackson and Charles Mann, Tim McDonald, all them dudes, Deion Sanders and all that, Merton Hanks and all them dudes, and won that Super Bowl for the 49ers. That's what the Saints could do. Kind of stack the deck in their favor, so to speak. Smoke has been a follow wide receiver played for the Giants, I believe. Yep, that's exactly. We just went over his bio. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Okay, Iceman says, we keep on saying we need to win a ring for Breeze. What about the fact that Breeze has been a large reason why the Saints haven't won a bowl since? What do you think, Q? Well, I mean, that's a part of it. He did look bad in that Minnesota game. He has not been having a pretty decent career in the playoffs. He's been looking real suspect in playoff play. You know, he hasn't been Breeze-like in the playoffs. That's no doubt about it. He turns the ball over a lot. You know, and that's why I said we got to take the ball out of his hands and run it and give him that. At least he doesn't have to feel that he has to win the game. Shouldn't be like that anymore. When you got a certain situation for him to make a throw, then that's fine. But as far as Drew Brees at 41 years old, trying to win games for you that shouldn't be the mind frame going into the season and into the playoffs. It should be a team focused centered movement with the running back, the running game helping Drew in the passing game. That's what it should be. It should not be Drew Brees putting a team on his back at 41 years old. That don't make any sense to me. But I agree with you, bro. He has to get better in the playoffs. And part of that is taking the ball out of his hand by running the ball. Run the damn ball. K-Dot says, I like to bring the Bradham signing, though, because him and DeMario can wreck it. I love them two together. Takes a lot off Anzalone and Alonzo, both injury-plagued players. You have to worry, well, Anzalone got to be there. No, not no more. He don't have to be there. We got Nigel Bradham busting tail along with DeMario Davis. Two real good football names, man. Crass says, Fowler has been on a lot of teams. Why can't he stick? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna have to do some more film study on this dude to find out exactly who he is. I read his statistics, very uninspiring. Maurice Harris, to me, it seems like he would be more of an impressive guy. Just depth in the wide receiver. Why would you sign a veteran wide receiver on your team at this juncture? Why would you do that? Why would you go after an unknown guy like Fowler when, you finally get an opportunity to sign guys? I don't know. Crash said he's there to push Traequine. And Traequine don't have enough incentive to do what needs to be done. GM Kev says all we need is Fowler to do is block and open up the hole for Kamara. We got Ty Montgomery, man, so I don't know why we would need Fowler. Crash says, Kevin, we got to do with the dreads to block, though, right? Smoker said they signed him because Cole, Wick, and Jason Vanderlee opt out. So they just needed a warm body. They just needed a camp body. There you go, Crash. All right. Krishawn Hogan, he needs to be gone. He ain't doing nothing. All right, Crash says maybe it takes Austin one catch car spot. Mr. Inferno says Lattimore, Jenkins, Talib. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Talib as a nickel back. Are you kidding me? With Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and then Jenkins. I love that secondary. Yeah, Scoop says Carmen Policy was the ish. Yeah. Jim Kess, at this point, how much does Talib have left? He just need one more year. That's all we care about. his attitude and he wants to be a starter. That man want to win a ring, cuz. We just need him for 1 year. Inevitable said I went to New Orleans at New England in 2013 and Tyler blanket Jimmy Graham. 0. I remember that game. Mr. Inferno says he would be a great pickup and cheap too. Scoop says Loomis is Carmen Policy 3.0. Mr. Inferno says depth and football IQ. Scoop says Smokeless raised the point about the 2 opted out tight ends. That's true. Inevitable says looked like the end of Craig Robinson. I know, fam. I was saying that early in the show. Kevin says I really meant them to sign. I really meant them to sign Logan Ryan. Let's get it done. That would be a really nice move. It's crazy because the Football 100 had Logan Ryan. Did y'all not see Logan Ryan inside of the NFL top 100 list? He don't even have a team. But he was listed as a top 100 player in the rankings. He's still a free agent. He might be the only free agent left that's on that 100 list. Tidra, what up, Tidra? Tidra Covington says Super Bowl bound. That's right. Demi says Dada is a good thing. So, I mean, that's the great part about it, though, family, is that we got a few more moves, some more signings. Of course, you lose those 2, you get the linebacker Bradham, you get the Fowler guy, and of course, we know that they're going to cut down the roster by 10 by August the 4th, but just expect to see things happen leading up to that. As now we expect it. But like I said earlier today, when I played the interview by Malcolm Jenkins, the clarifying of the Malcolm Jenkins interview, do you guys feel better and more secure in your minds knowing that Malcolm Jenkins will play this season? Did that interview shed any light on your doubt about Jenkins playing? Did it? Answer that question, family. The interview that I played not too long ago, does it answer the question about the Malcolm Jenkins debacle? With that being said, does it make you feel better about Jenkins playing? Ray Long, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. You just got here. We're who's getting cut now that Nigel's here? No, we're gonna see. We're gonna see momentarily, bro. Might be Craig Robinson. You never know. Let's see. Int says my ninja said Brees looked like he's back to throwing bombs. I know we covered it, bro. We covered that article about Drew Brees working on his arm in the offseason, throwing 58 and 57-yard passes. That should be the big story of the day. Being that, Drew Brees can't throw the deep ball no more. Drew Brees can't throw the deep ball no more. We got to just dink and dunk him. Now I told her, I said, bro, Drew can't throw it 10 times a game downfield. But if you need to put it out there 2, 3, or 4 times a game, he can. Well, there was footage, and I'm going to find that footage. Probably not today, but I'm going to find that footage and play it, man, about Drew Brees throwing that ball, because I think they did have some footage on him throwing that ball downfield. 57, 58, 56 yards easily without effort. How about that? How about that? To those people that Drew got a noodle arm. Not no more, man. You can't judge these guys based on the past no more. You got to see what improvements they've made over the off season, because they be listening to your ass. I'm telling you. I keep telling people that. You think you getting up here talking, this is recorded and it can be played back anytime. They hear him in the chat. Hear Scoob and Derek in the chat talking about Brees can't throw the ball downfield. It's on his mind. I'm going to show him. I'm going to show him what I can do. I'm going to show their ass that I can still throw the ball. And that's what Drew do. Drew shows you up. He shows you wrong. Big time. Love it. Ray Long say just got, okay, let's see. I just said that. Uncle Paulie. What up, Uncle Paul? School says Ryan wants a long-term deal and 3 much money, Q. I hear you, fam. Too much money. I got you, bro. You never know, bro. 1 year deal with a winner. You never know how this could shake. Tidra says, Tidra, please say it like that. Tedra. Okay, Tedra. Thank you, Tedra. I'm sorry. I apologize. Sometimes I screw names up. I apologize. But that pronunciation does help me out a lot. So much love to you, Tedra. Who that to you? Thank you for that correction. All right, let's keep it going now. Inevitable says, with Jack Rabbit on top 100. I don't remember Jack Rabbit in the 100. I don't remember him being in there. Demi says, sorry, didn't hear the interview of Jenkins. Uncle Paul Tobin for sure. Ramsey says, what up, Q? Sorry, I'm tardy to the party. That's all right, Ramsey. Who that to you? And Uncle Paul in the building. Revolt says, press Breeze practice 1 day a week this year. Thank you, Verlin. Appreciate the super chat, fam. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Okay, Verlin says nope. Okay, I got you, Verlin. Scoop says Q. That's what we need. Long ball, Drew. 3 shots a game. 2 for. I got you, bro. I know. That's what I'm saying, bro. You know, Shanda says Chiquillo might make the roster just because he plays special teams, and we cut a backup who barely will play. All right, K. Dot says I hope Davenport, all Williams are listening. Them dudes be listening. They tell you, oh, we don't listen to none of that. Jared Cook said that last year. Oh, we don't pay attention to none of that. We don't read none of the clippings. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Miss me with that, man. We know you're listening. You put that on your wall, and people doubt me. I'ma show them, because that's how a lot of players are, man. A lot of players need that motivation. When they hear what they consider hate on them, and I agree. Listen, just because somebody don't agree with what you're doing, don't mean they're hating on you. Now, if they saying something invalid or cussing you out, it might be some opinionated stuff. But usually, when you get upset about something that's really valid, is because it's hitting in the right centers. And if we talking about the football aspect of it, you can watch football players and see what kind of mistakes they make in the game, because you could tell the difference between what's fundamental. You watched enough football to know what's a correct technique versus what's an improper technique. We all watch enough football to understand that. And for those who actually play football, we know what it is. And so I can sit up here and tell you what I'm looking at when I see Marcus Davenport, that Marcus Williams is thinking too much out there. He ain't playing with no instinct, and that's his issue. He has to play with that instinct and stop thinking so much. He got to react. You got to react. All right, thank you. All right, let's keep it going. JT says he work on his upper body. He's going to look different talking about Drew. Thank you, JT. All right, Tedra. Thank you, Tedra. Tedra, I'm sorry. I got it right this time. Tedra, I got ya. Tedra. Alan Dale. All right, he says Phil Breeze. Dada says thanks for the donation. Appreciate it. Crash says Breeze need to preserve his arm, give James as many snaps as possible right now. Kev says, Q, don't worry about the money. The Saints have the money. I know they got the money, bro. I ain't worrying about it. We only need 1 year. Scoop says, Q, I know Drew can throw the ball long. Yeah, I wasn't talking about you, Scoop. See how when the shoe, boy, I tell you, if the shoe fits, man, if the shoe fits, I didn't even say Scoop, but if the shoe fits, Scoop. Uncle Paulie said Drew Brees can't put it deep 45, 50 passes a game. Heck no. Oh no, you don't need him that. 4 or 5 times all you need. Jarvis Collins, who that to you, Jarvis? Good to see your family in the chat. All right, Fireman in the Hellcat. What up, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Appreciate your super chat, bro. He says Drew's thumb was never 100% after the injury. He's healthy now. That's a great point, because so much got lost on everything is the fact that we forgot about Drew's thumb situation. Now it's 100%. Thank you, Fireman in the Hellcat. Thank you, bro. That's a great point to throw out to the nation, because a lot of us forgot that, including myself. Forgot to think about that. All right, let's keep it going now. Jerome Evans says, I love that Jameis Winston move. Me too. He can improve. Scoop says, okay. Who that for life from Tedra. All right, let's keep it going. Jarvis says, my dog. Jerome says, I want us to keep Taysom in the current role, playing everywhere. He's a gamer. Okay, she says she's watching the Pelicans game. Let me go back to that, because I was just having it on screen. It's now 2 minutes and 38 seconds into the fourth quarter. The score is 89-85 with the Pelicans are up. Ingram leading the team with 18 points, 16 from J.J. Redick off the bench, 18 points from Drew Holiday, Zion Williamson, 13 points on the night right now. Pelicans right now, 89-85 on the Utah Jazz. Their top man is 2 guys. Mike Conley has 18 and 18 from Jordan Clarkson. So Donovan Mitchell struggling in this one, man. 4 of 11 for 12 points, 91-85, and Gobert 10 points, 8 rebounds. Pelicans, man, they're playing inspired, man. Utah always gives us difficulty. 91-87 right now, family. So I'm gonna keep a look. I'm gonna have to go and look at the replay, and when it's all said and done. I won't be able to catch it all. All right, let's keep it going. We're gonna finish up, and then Crash says thanks for the donation. Thank you, Fireman and Hellcat. Appreciate you, bro. Javier, who that to you? GM Kev says I will catch you on the next one. Q. I'm about to watch the end of the Pelicans game. Hopefully, y'all drop Pelican post game report. We will do a Pelican post game report, bro. Subscribe to the channel and hit the button. We'll be doing one. Peace out to you, fam. I'll see you soon on the show. Scoob says, Hometheus, you opening up the lines, baby. No, not on this one. On this one, Scoob. I'm kind of running out of time, but I promise you tomorrow I'll open up the lines. I'll come back on Friday. We'll do another show. Of course, our regular Saturday show. I'll do another show tomorrow with reaction to Bradham and all these moves right here. I'll open up the lines for about 2-3 hours. Let the family members chime in. So that'll be tomorrow with the reaction. We'll open it up for tomorrow's show. So please feel free to join us Friday for this as well. So thank you for asking, Scoop. Fireman and Hellcat says, look at the games before he got hurt. The game he threw those 5 deep passes in the game. That's right. Good. I'm happy he healthy, bro. Because hearing from his throwing coach that he's doing that definitely indicates that he's that his thumb is healed. That is really good news and a great comment. All right. My ninja says I feel Winston will be a problem once Breeze leaves. He learns right, bro. He should be okay. Kenny Sutton says LaShawn McCoy to the Bucks. I covered that early, Kenny. Regardless or not, I wouldn't be upset. I'm not really worrying about that move, McCoy going there, because if it were 4 years ago, McCoy, then I might have a little tendency, but they're just stockpiling a lot of older players, and I don't know how that's going to work for them, but we'll see. You know, I still don't see it as a threat for what we're doing over here. We still the pinnacle of the division, in my opinion. Derek says JJ Redick is on fire. Yeah, man, he's let me see. JJ got 18, tied with three-way Ingram, Holiday, and Reddit all have 18 points. Pelicans up by 2, 91-89. Trail says Alvin Gentry horrible with lineups. Smokes the Jazz are making a comeback. Kremley Marrero, what up, fam? What's going on, Kremley? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat, my man. Thank you for joining the stream, fam. Scoop says, yeah. Brian, thank you for it. Okay, thank you. And let's get to the part of the show, family. Uncle Paula says, hey, Q family, what happened in Bree's age starts showing like it did against the Vikings at some point during the season? I think he's going to throw it all. I think he's going to throw everything into the season, Uncle Paula. I'm just going to keep it real with you. They're going to play like it's no tomorrow because really Drew said he's retiring. They're going to throw it all into the season. They're going to play like they're hair on fire this year, you know, and I don't think any team in the NFL can stop them. The only thing can stop them is just, you know what, and that's what I'm looking at. You know, hopefully they don't end like that. But we'll see. But anyway, family, I'm going to hustle and see if I can get back to watching the rest of this to get catching this game. Before I go, I just want to ask everybody in the live chat to please hit the like button. Please spank the like button, destroy it, drop your knee on it, come down with a suplex on it, and hit the like button. Also, just to let the family members know for the platform, if you want to help the platform grow, we have several shops that are available. We sell hats. That's right, we have several hats that's available at the pro shops as well. You can check it out. We have face coverings and masks that are available besides shirts, over 40 different styles and selections, over a couple of hundreds of products, literally hundreds of products are available on the pro shop. Link is in the description section below. With the code stay strong, all lower letters, you can save 10% on the final purchase. Also, let the family members know about the Pro Radio. This is our radio setup where you can listen to all of our shows in audio format. That's Sports Coma, Pelican Post Game Report, Ring King Boxing World, and Tough Tiger Talk are all available in their audio formats on Pro Radio. Link is in the description section below. Of course, and if you enjoy the stream, you like the stream, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the notification button right now. And if you really love what we're doing, feel free to become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. That's patreon.com/the PRO Media Network, where you can support the platform. You can donate $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, you know, whatever's in your heart to give, because it goes to a really good cause to keep it real with your family. We are building and moving forward. The 24/7 live stream is in full effect, called the Saints HQ. Full is 24/7 all day, every day, Saint Talk, no matter what time it is, you can turn it on and you listen to Saints Talk. We're constantly updating it. It's updated every day with fresh information on the streamer or the ticker, and new shows are updated, always added to it, so it's constantly updated. Help the stream out by sharing the links to other Saint forums and give it to your family members and let them know we serious about Saint Talk over here. 24/7, 7 days a week, 24-hour Saints HQ, baby. Learn about it, get it. Also, just to let family members know, for all Saints matters, feel free to lock in the WhoDatDaily.com. That's right, the WhoDatDaily.com. The link is in the description section below for all your Saints, Pelicans, boxing news, talk, all that stuff. Support the people at the WhoDatDaily.com. They're writing terrific articles. They're constantly updating. It is updated every day, baby. We're doing great stuff here. And also, finally, before I let you go to www.getlifemask.com. This is, if you need your life mask, if you need the mask, we have it in 3 different types. You have it in the LSU mask, you have the Pelicans mask, and you got the Saints mask. As you can see, different masks, they're being provided. This is a couple of people that I know, and I'm just giving them some love, showing them some love at getlifemask.com. This is a very important time for people to have masks, whether you believe it or not. If you feel like you need this to stay safe, feel free to go get you one at getlifemask.com. And of course, when they asked me to do it, I said, listen, man, you're going to have to give my people a break, because they support me, and you're going to have to give them a break. So what they did was they gave me 10% off with the code TheSportsComa. So when you go to getlifemask.com, upon purchase, you put in the code TheSportsComa and get a discount. And that's it, family, and that'll do it for the show today. Once again, big ups to the Saints. They did a fantastic job at signing Nigel Bradham. This Flowler cat, I don't know too much about him, but we'll be back tomorrow, and I'll make sure I kind of look at who this guy is and look at some footage. I may have some more breakdown on this Flowler cat tomorrow. We'll talk about Bradham tomorrow. We'll have the interview of Bradham, because I'm pretty sure he'll have an interview as a new Saint. We'll play some of that tomorrow as well, and then we'll open up the phone lines as well. So once again, thank the beautiful Black and Gold Nation for chiming in the show. Please hit the like button. Please share the show on all your social media feeds. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Who that, baby?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.